Welcome to Here and There. My name is Brynlee Fehrenbacker, and I will be your guide in discussing and analyzing world events. Today we will take our scope to the young country of Pakistan and its people's overwhelming drug addictions. We'll discuss why drugs are such an issue, the effects of these drugs, and the future of Pakistan's affiliation with drug cartel. Let's get started with some statistics. Not unlike the United States border with Mexico, drug trade across the Afghani-Pakistan border is the root of the drug issues that pervade both of these countries. This is reported by the United Nations on Drugs and Crime, or the UNODC. In Pakistan, 700 people die daily from drug-related issues, reports an article from Pakistan Today. Most people associate untimely death in Pakistan due to terrorist activities. However, the death toll as of last February is only 39 people a day. In 2013, the UNODC reported that 6.7 million citizens of Pakistan were users of at least one of the following: plant-based drugs, medical prescriptions, opioids, and opiates like heroin and opium, and tranquilizers, with cannabis being the most common drug used. The Pakistani government spent about $70 million on the war against drugs as of February of 2018. At the time, most citizens reported that they wanted to receive treatment but couldn't afford or didn't have access to this treatment. Perhaps their cries have been heard. In December of 2018, the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan and the Islamic Republic of Pakistan decided to renew their commitments to crack down on drug trafficking. Oddly enough, the government of Japan is funding both Pakistan and Afghanistan's efforts to dismantle the drug cartel through intelligence-led operations. However, in Pakistan, hospitals only have treatment for detoxification and not for the rehabilitation that people really need. There are laws that state Pakistanis should be registered as drug users so that they can receive treatment. This being so, drug users are still massively overlooked by the government. We're going to move on and talk about the culture surrounding the drugs. Those who are involved in drug abuse are often destitute and uneducated. A report done for the 2006-2007 year by Pakistan's Anti-Narcotic Force stated that drugs were an escape for individuals who were overwhelmed in the constant changing climate in Pakistan. Those that have little family support or positive influences in their lives also fall victim. Other reasons reported for drug use are social and family stresses, family or friends using drugs, to increase pleasure sexually, and as a pain medication. As always, drug use and production is a source of income for some individuals. Pakistan has had a zero-tolerance policy concerning poppy farms. With efforts to curtail the drug issue from the government, poppy farmers are left with no fallback or support, leaving people to turn back to the ways that they know. The average Pakistani begins drug use at the age of 18. However, the age bracket for opioid users in Pakistan is 15 years to 64 years old, which extends far beyond the late teenage and young adult years. Drug victims are shamed and abandoned by families. Instead of getting the help that they need, the families are often separated from their children due to cultural circumstances. Articles from Pakistan Today point out that patients need more compassion and care, and that there needs to be more education on the topic. Pakistan has had a long history of an unstable government. From the start, the country has been unsure on how to stand on its own feet. The problems that cause terrorism and destitution may be the same problems that cause drug abuse. Anywhere where the people are unlikely to rise and prosper, drug abuse is used as an escape from reality. This report from the New York Times from 2012 gives us little hope of the country moving forward. Quote, "But the extra measures are unlikely to make much difference. The drug control master plan is poorly implemented. It remains a low priority for provincial police departments and the taxation authorities, who still await approval for the budgets needed to tackle drug smuggling. Another problem is widespread tolerance for, and sometimes complicity in, trafficking. The heroin kingpin Imam Beale, for example, allegedly maintains close ties with senior Pakistani politicians." Close quote. Perhaps education is our best bet. Those that are educated have more options for work. The culture will change as people get better jobs and are able to lift the areas that they live in. However, the same New York Times article that says as of 2012, 1 in 10 college students are addicts. People use these drugs to escape their environment. Until the environment improves and Pakistan becomes more tolerant, peaceful, and prosperous, drugs are going to remain a problem. With the recent airstrikes between India and Pakistan, there seems to be little evidence of peace being the primary state of the country. Hopefully, with the before-mentioned efforts of the UNODC of December of 2018, Pakistan will be able to take some steps to relieve its people. Before I close this, I would like you to think of some questions. Drugs are always going to be an issue wherever you live in the world. Should Pakistan get rid of its zero tolerance for poppy farms? Should they increase their border security? Or should their focus be on hospital treatment? Thank you for joining me on Here or There. I hope that this discussion has heightened your awareness to other countries and peoples. I also hope that you ponder ways for us to solve our problems on the war on drugs. Thank you, and join us next week for more discussion and analysis on world events.